In almost every sport in the NCAA, the schools and the NCAA both make big money off of tournaments, television rights, and merchandising. There are many people who believe that college athletes should be paid a small portion of the huge sum that the NCAA makes and then pays the colleges with. There are just as many people, however, who think that college athletes shouldn't be paid. This is slowly starting to become a much larger problem in today's collegiate sports. The NCAA makes a very large sum of cash from these sports. One of the larger moneymakers is the men's national basketball tournament. During that 3-week event, according to IndyStar.com, the NCAA made $766,752,000. There are many people who think that college athletes should be allowed a share of this money. However, that is currently not allowed by the NCAA. They have decided that as amateurs, collegiate athletes should not be paid, as they can be rewarded with things such as an education through a full-ride scholarship. And if you do a little bit of math, a full-ride scholarship is usually the better deal. As per Time.com, if a college player were to be given a $100,000 salary, after taxes they would be left with $65,100. A full-ride scholarship to a public university at out-of-state costs is usually around $64,380. This gives the salaried player an advantage of $720 a year. However, this is much worse for the universities, as they must pay an extra $35,000 for these salaries. Now say that theoretically, the NCAA decided to do away with its policy on not paying collegiate athletes. What are some possible problems and possible good things that could come from this? One of the major things that comes to my mind is what about the not as large sports stars or the drama kids? If you decide to start paying college athletes, would you pay all athletes or just the ones from major sports, such as men's basketball and football? From a financial standpoint, it would make the most sense to just stick with football and men's basketball, as they are the major moneymakers amongst college sports. However, this could lead to problems with other less money-making sports players, and also with students involved in drama productions, who would rather see cash than the few scholarships that they get. If, instead, you opt to give out salaries to all students involved in activities or sports that they are involved in, that could work out much better. The school could pay each person a salary based on how much money that the activity they participate brings in, as well as the scholarships they were receiving before. Another positive from this happening is that college athletes will be able to be paid for their likeness being used in college sports video games. In 2013, EA Sports discontinued their college sports games due to a lawsuit from former college players. They were wanting compensation for their likeness being used in previous games, according to an official statement from EA Sports. With the introduction of student pay, however, these games could start being made again, allowing another source of income for these students. There are also some possible alternatives to having the schools pay college athletes a set salary instead of giving out scholarships. As I mentioned above, one way of doing this would be by amending the NCAA's current rule that college athletes can't be paid for playing their sports, to read that they would, however, be allowed to make money off of their likeness in video games that are made with the NCAA's permission. This would allow for schools to still offer scholarships to students and not have to worry about the extra payment that they would want. With another possible amendment to this ruling, colleges could easily start making jerseys and other merchandise that is player-specific, with some of the profit from this merchandise going to the player whose likeness is on this merchandise. Depending on how much this is worked with, I believe that paying college athletes could turn out either amazingly well or end up being a huge financial loss for nearly all those involved. There's also the possibility that players may end up being fine with only receiving scholarships, as well as whatever money could be made off of their likeness. What do you think?